What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Rughead RC with a damage report. If any of you guys saw my video, I hit a basketball court about 60 miles an hour. And it's pretty good. So, right away, I broke the shock tower. I pulled out both A-arms. I bent the axle here. I bent the steering links here. I pushed the hinge pins through both sides, the chassis and the bumper. And so I was going online and see what the damage was, and stuff started adding up pretty quick. Now, nothing here is gonna break the bank, but when you break this much stuff at one time, it tends to add up. So I wanted to see what I was looking at, and I went on the Arrma website. Now, the A-arms are $9. That's not a big deal. The steering links, that's $11 for the adjustable ones. Now the chassis is $30. That's kind of a pain in the butt. The body is another $29-30. I could probably get away with just pushing that out. It's not a big deal, but I don't know if I bent this wheel. You know, these are about $12 a pair. The front bumpers, $12. The drive shaft axle is $12. I don't know if I bent the hinge pins or not here. That's another, what, $5. And so it adds up pretty quick. We're already looking at $130. And you know, I started replacing what was obvious to me. Some guy was on eBay selling his turnbuckles along with his servo and the steering link. So I picked that up pretty cheap. But I also just decided to go with this and buy a whole new one. So for $130, I found one of the last, you know, mega Typhons out there at the old price. So I picked it up. Shout out to Superior Hobbies online for sleeping on the profit margin there. But I'm kind of happy. It's just going to be a parts car. I'm going to take out all the BLX stuff and put it on the Mega and convert that one up. And then I'm going to use pretty much what's left of this to refresh some worn out parts on my Granite, and I'm going to be happy with that. And honestly, that's the reason I made this entire YouTube channel, was because these Groms are so amazing. The value and the price point is they're practically throwaways if they didn't last so long. You know, nothing on this thing's ever gonna break the bank, and you can always just get a new one, a fresh one, and put all your upgrades in the next one. And so that's, I think, what we're gonna do here. We're just gonna start off with a fresh chassis. Now, moving forward, what are the lessons I learned? Well, number one, don't drive on a windy day. If you're out there trying to do speed runs and you're getting gusty, you know, wind in the 40-50 miles an hour, it's gonna blow your car all around. Now, I was just running this pretty much stock. I was, you know, trying to make a YouTube channel and just stepping everything up, and I was trying to keep a, you know, a journal and just do one thing at a time and test out the improvement on everything. But on this new one, I'm just gonna go all out because I need to get this chassis locked in before I start gearing up and potentially crashing even harder than this. So I'm gonna start by just saying this: there's too much downforce in the back, and what happens is you're essentially, it lifts the front end of this thing pretty much off the ground. And then when the wind comes, the front end, it's exactly what it did, if you go watch that video. So first thing I'm going to knock off is some aerodynamics. I'm going to put some downforce in the front. I'm going to add some weight. I got the aluminum brace for the front. That should weigh it down a little bit. I also gonna I got the aluminum hubs. That should help weigh it down. I'm also gonna put on the skid plate. That'll help. I have that lead golf tape. I'm gonna fill in these and maybe hook up the front a little bit, help it stay glued to the asphalt. And I'm working on an aero package. This thing is much more flat. It's just plastic. I'm working out the details. But you see these speed guys, and they're running around with these giant tails in the back, and that's because when it helps stabilize at high speed. When you get a crosswind, it'll actually help steer you into the wind and help counter steer you to keep you going in a straight line. So I'm working on the aero package. I got a sheet of the good stuff here, so I just want to work out all the loose ends before I start trying to cut carbon fiber. I got shocks to lock out the shocks, because silly me was driving on these stock, Arrma shocks, and I'll tell you what, they're designed for dirt. They're not, you can't make them stiffer, because you're actually just increasing the ride height with them. So I'm not too happy with these shocks. They might do better on the granite, but I'm going to lower it down, level it out, and I'm also going to use, eventually speed tires. I have no problem running the D boots, because I've got like 5 sets of these, and they have no problem running well up into the 60s, man. They balloon consistently, and they stay together. They hold up. I have not had one problem on these D boots, man. They are a solid tire. As cheap as they are, they work pretty well, and I've been happy with them so far. But those days are over. You got to go faster. You need to upgrade your stuff. So that's where we're at. I've already started turning this into a parts car. I'm essentially going to strip this entirely down, put the good stuff on the new Typhon, and everything left over is going to freshen up my granite. So that's about it. Moving forward, if you found this useful, go ahead and hit that like button. And what are your stories? You got any high-speed crashes? Tell me about it in the comments. Are you running a Grom? What are you doing to increase high-speed stability? Let me know. I look forward to your responses. I'll see you in the Matrix. Peace.